Soy, the final frontier. I'm Comrade Brit.
And I am Menage Operator Pat. These are the voyages of the Starship USS Reusable Bag, our ongoing mission.
To seek out new episodes, both cringe and based, and to boldly go
To promote Rutherford!
Soy Trick the Podcast is here. One half vegan, one half queer. 100% communist, unless we have a less leftist guest. Patrick and Britain, talking, joking, farting and shitting, all about Star Trek. Like our buttholes, the show is wrecked. Soy Trek the Podcast is here. So listen to Soy Trek right in your ears. Oh, howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy. Sky is cloudy. Actually, it's not. It's actually kind of a nice day today.
Yeah, it was cloudy yesterday. Today's very beautiful.
Today is beautiful. Let's give thanks.
It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, let's give thanks to our Lord.
Thank you, Jesus.
Have you heard the good news?
I haven't heard good news in a while.
He is risen.
He is risen.
Now you heard good news. Yeah. I mean, you've probably been like paying attention to like the news.
The news.
But I'll tell you what the news is, friend.
Liberal bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some horse shit down there.
That's some ho shit. We don't.
They growing horse shit down there.
We need the good news from the Joe JC himself.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It's good old
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
The only news you.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the only news you need to read is a 1,500-year-old book you might know called the Bible.
Yeah.
Ever heard of it? Called Bible?
Ever heard of it? King James Bible?
King James Bible?
Or
That's only like 500 years old. But get that King James Bible.
which Bible you talking about? There's so many.
And the thing that's weird is like, you know, like culture and language has changed so much since then, and they've translated the Bible, and there's like, you know, New International and stuff like that, and the modern Bible and things that like make a lot more sense to have. But like the King James Bible is still around and still colors the language, especially in developing countries, you notice, because like there's so many NGOs and so many like missionaries and shit just crawling around developing countries that a lot of their learning English is very flavored by like, you know, that's one of the only English books that all of them usually have access to is the Bible.
Yeah, because they're just giving Bibles like crazy.
Yeah, they got English language Bibles have got to be the most printed of any other language of Bible.
Yeah,
like by far.
Meanwhile, in the 2002 movie, The Time Machine, future of humanity learns English from random signs that are left behind, and they're able to develop English into a full language. Complex language.
That'd be amazing if they only used words that were on signs.
I know.
So it's like their way to consent for sex is stop.
Madison Ave.
A street.
Library this way. It's just weird that they show like. He's like, how do you speak English? And then like she's like, come this way, I'll show you the teachers. And it's just like, okay, you just found all these random signs and were able to not only develop like the proper pronunciation, but the complete syntax and other words that aren't on the signs.
Yeah,
that are all correct. That's fascinating.
It's very fascinating. It makes copyright sense, baby.
Copyright sense. But yeah, you know what? But you know, we'll forgive it. It's an interesting tale.
It is a tale. A tale for a weary traveler. Would you like to come here
and hear the H.G. Wells Time Machine?
Yeah, it's weird that you decided to watch that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Huh? You're right. Weird. Yeah.
I watch it on your Plex server.
Yeah, so I guess I had it. So that one's on me.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, we have a Patreon. You should go to patreon.com/dumbIdiotBS. And, there's a lot of things there, including access to my Plex server, which has H.G. Wells' The Time Machine from 2002 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has Guy Pearce, the guy who played Robert Baratheon.
Guy Pearce is, like, a good-looking dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked him in, what's it called? Memento. It's one of my favorite Guy Pearce movies.
Yeah, Memento's a good film. We like Memento.
Yeah, I've always wanted to use that as a Halloween costume.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite Christopher Nolan films. The earlier Christopher Nolan, I think the first half of his career is superior to the second half.
Yeah. I did not care for Tenet.
Which, that wasn't the Dream one, was it?
That was.
I don't think I saw Tenet.
That was after. You want to watch it. It was making my head hurt because it dealt with time travel mechanics in a very, in an extremely confusing way.
Very real convoluted.
Yeah, and I do like how the main character is named protagonist. I like stuff like that. Cause,
that is kind of fun. Yeah,
because there's.
Well, I mean that's just stealing from fucking Snow Crash.
Yeah, Snow Crash, hero protagonist.
Yeah, hero protagonist.
Yeah, yeah, it was too confusing. So by the end, I was just like, I have no idea what's happening and why it's happening. It the way they depict there's people in two different timelines where one person's going backwards and one person's going forwards and they're fighting each other. Okay. So that was interesting. It looked at. I don't know if it made exact sense, but
I don't think that works.
And the mechanics of the movie, it does. So I was just like, okay, I just let the whole movie pass over my smooth brain, and
the person going back in time would just get their ass fucking kicked, right? I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's kind of weird because they're kind of operating in the same time almost, but going in different directions.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like some bullshit. It was some bullshit.
But, there are defenders of that movie online.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of Christopher Nolan stans online.
Yeah. And even though the movie made absolutely zero motherfucking sense, there's going to be people that are going to tell you it's the most genius film ever made.
They can suck my dick.
Yeah, I don't know if it would help or hinder you if you were to go in high.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something you can try. You can just get really, really blasted and then watch it.
Sandblasted. Yeah. Gonna sandblast all my skin off and then go into it with sand burns. Yeah.
It's so coarse it gets everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, I hate sand.
Sand. I hate sand.
I fucking hate sand. You know how much I fucking hate sand. Padme, you know how much I fucking hate sand.
I killed them all.
I fucking, because they were sandy.
They were sandy.
All the children were sandy. I hate them.
They were sandy cheeks.
Is that a SpongeBob reference?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Sandy Cheeks the squirrel.
Yeah. Neat. I made a SpongeBob meme today about Worf.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I posted it between episodes.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah. It's fun. It's about how he gets too overpowered by Picard, basically.
I can see that.
Especially since he's a weak-ass little bitch in TNG.
Yeah, he's just the guy who gets beat up.
Yeah, to prove how strong everyone is. But I'm like, maybe that proves how weak he is? I don't know. Just putting that out there.
Putting that out there.
Putting that
in the universe to manifest your destiny.
Hell yeah, manifest destiny. That's what this podcast is all about.
You wouldn't be here without manifest destiny.
Yeah, that's what we should change the podcast to. Is instead of the Marxist Star Trek podcast, the Manifest Destiny Star Trek podcast.
Destiny
podcast. The one that believes in colonialism, stealing native lands.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That'll go over really well.
Yeah, the internet would like that.
Yeah, well, we'll get that Daily Wire money though.
That's true. We would, and that maybe some Koch brothers money.
Yeah, Koch brothers money, and that'd be great. We can hang out.
They could do videos of us on PragerU.
Yeah, hang out with the likes of Ben Shapiro and Ben Shapiro's female clone.
Oh,
and
his sister or like?
No, it's
that one. Yeah,
yeah. It's a really weird little girl that they found that looks exactly like him,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is insane. Like it has to be like a clone situation.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's any other explanation.
Do you think
for
Ben
it.
Shapiro has any sperm to clone though?
I mean, they cloned him from a hair follicle or something.
Oh, you're probably right.
Yeah,
he does have
like-
that hair.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, they took his blood or something, and it's a clone of blood, not of sperm.
No, definitely not a sperm. I think he has kids though, which like blows.
It's very yeah.
It can't be his sperm that made those kids, right?
Yeah, it could be like a Michael Jackson situation where he just like
Comes in a cup and then they fucking.
he had an Australian man father his children.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna guess it was the Australian man.
If you could have one person sire your children, who would it be? If you found out that you were like you find a mate and you want to have children with them, but you find out that your sperm
Non-viable.
Non-viable. Bad stuff.
Bad sperm.
Bad juju, my friend.
Guy Pearce.
Guy Pearce.
Yeah.
You just go for that. Okay.
Yeah.
We were just talking about.
He's Australian.
And he's the last guy you were thinking about. So
he's
you're
the last guy I was thinking about.
The last man you mentioned. So.
Yeah. And he's Australian, so that fits like the bill of fathering children.
What about Mel Gibson?
Oh, definitely not.
Why not? He's Australian. Technically,
technically,
not really.
He was born in New York City.
He was, yeah, but he moved from
New York City,
or as he would call it, York City.
That's how bad he hates New York City. He's just
you're just. I have it on the board.
I know.
You don't have to make your own censor sound. That just makes us look fucking cheap, man. We're gonna. Maybe that will go for we're the cheap Star Trek podcast.
The cheap Star Trek podcast. But yeah, that's how bad he hates it. He decided to call himself Australian and fake an Australian accent his entire life.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be known as coming from York City.
Jesus.
Damn.
I didn't know you had that in you, buddy.
Me either.
Yeah.
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. That was like you were like Warren Zevon and like ow werewolves of London, but you were like
of New York.
yeah. Damn, dude. Went hard on that.
Went hard.
I saw a Jew carrying a Chinese menu.
Yeah. I love that song. It's great.
Yeah, it is great.
Yeah. I'm going to listen to it in the car.
Yeah. Mel Gibson, don't be anti-Semitic, folks.
Don't be Mel Gibson.
It's a bad look, yeah.
It's funny how my brother is so dialed into the culture war stuff. He was arguing you're going to love this. I think you better brace yourself.
Okay.
My brother said Mel Gibson is a better director than James Cameron.
That's supposed to be a laugh. I guess I don't have laughs on here.
Yeah.
We'll go for that. That's more fitting.
I thought you were doing the applause because it made you so incredibly angry.
Yeah.
That you were.
Yeah.
That's some fucking bullshit.
That's some bullshit. Yeah, but it's because he directed the supposed child slavery movie, so he knows more about story than James Cameron.
Wait, Mel Gibson did. Wait, which one?
The
The one with Jim Caviezel?
Yeah.
Mel Gibson directed that?
Pretty sure, didn't he?
I thought he did. He? I don't think so. I thought that was someone completely different. What the fuck was that movie called?
I don't know.
Caviezel movie. Sound of Freedom? That
Yeah.
one?
Oh, it was a different director, yeah.
Yeah, he's still, I think, working on putting together Passion of the Christ 2.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. He needs people to get a double dose of Jesus.
To Jesus, to Christ.
To Jesus, to Christ. To Jesus, yeah. To Son of God, too furious.
Yeah. But yeah, he was just like, Mel Gibson has a better sense of storytelling than James Cameron.
No, he's done some interesting things. I liked Apocalypto for the most part, but I don't know. No.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah. What did we watch today?
I have no bones, but I must flee. The second episode of season 4 of Lower Decks.
Indeed, released yesterday, September 7th, 2023. The 32nd of 32 episodes in Lower Decks, and the 895th episode overall. This one was written by Aaron Burdett, who is a comedy writer who comes out of the Upright Citizens Brigade.
Oh, I love that Upright Citizens Brigade.
Yeah, and directed by Megan Lloyd in their directorial debut. Yeah, right. So, in a torture room aboard a Romulan ship, 2 Romulan officers are cleaning up the aftermath of a Reman being tortured to death and wonder why they always have to clean up after Reman, saying they make the biggest messes. They also note how their subcommander, Vrek, takes pleasure in their misery, and she tells Moloch that she intends to assassinate Vrek and betray him. Moloch tells her that he already plans to betray Vrek, and that his plans will come to fruition first, though she dismisses this claim as the two argue. An alert sounds through the ship, and the two rush to the bridge. And this is kind of a fun, like, just being very upfront about, like, the tropes that they make the Romulans, you know?
Yeah, they're just constantly scheming against each other and being just hateful and just silly. I did like how it ramped it up, like, to 11.
Yeah, so on the bridge, Vrek orders a status report. One of his officers tells him that an unknown ship has intentionally blocked their path. Vrek wonders how the ship managed to detect them through their cloaking device and accuses Moloch of potential sabotage. Moloch denies the accusation, and Vrek orders the ship's destruction. His first officers attempt to comply, but they alert Vrek that the ship's systems are not responding. Vrek desperately orders the ship to go to cloak, but the mysterious ship fires a single beam at the Romulans, completely destroying their ship. So, kind of a same thing from the last episode there.
Yeah. This is why I definitely think, like, yeah, it's like a future craft of some kind.
Why? Because it's destroying, like, specific ships? Or?
But it also has the ability to see through cloak, like Romulan cloak, no problem.
That's true.
And it's able to wipe it out with a single beam, and also it's operated by a single person. And so it kind of makes me think of, you know, the time travel twink from Enterprise. You know, it kind of makes me think of his ship a little, because his ship.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Time travel twink.
Yeah, time travel twink.
Yeah. So in the gym aboard the Cerritos, Commander Jack Ransom and Lieutenant Shax are helping each other stretch and do yoga, and Ransom notes how tense Shax is, which is pretty gay. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I do like how they're doing the scene from
TNG with Deanna Troi and Crusher. Yeah, and they're wearing like the same leotards and everything, and it's pretty cute.
I love it.
So Shax talks about a few problems he's having with Tiana before asking how the newly promoted Lieutenant junior grades are doing. Lieutenant's junior grade. He notes that all have been doing well except for Mariner. Little does he know that Mariner is about to enter the gym and can overhear their entire conversation. She overhears that Ransom has her right where he wants her, and that soon, quote, she won't be my problem anymore. And then he laughs with Shax menacingly.
I do like how this is setting up sort of a Three's Company style misunderstanding.
Yeah, this is very Three's Company. Like, what? You're not gay? No. Trust me, I am gay. See, watch me. I'll suck your dick. I'll suck your dick if I get to keep this apartment.
Oh, Jack, I guess I'm gonna have to prove it to me.
Get down on your knees there, boy.
I'm gonna show you why I was in the apple dumpling gang.
How's that gag reflex?
Gonna feel some apple dumplings against your back.
You know, I used to be a sheriff's deputy. I've got some handcuffs.
I got some handcuffs. Oh, geez, Jack. None of our audience knows who Three's Company is. I think we have this conversation before.
No one understands our Three's Company references, and
no one else was raised.
I've actually watched it recently, and you seem to have watched a lot of Nick at Night about it.
No, I didn't have cable. Like, it was just it was on just like regular TV on the weekends, and
Okay.
I would just sit there and watch Three's Company marathons.
This is sad.
I know.
This is the saddest. This is a childhood memory that's only not sad if it happened in like the 70s.
This is something I should be saving for therapy.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah. I do have too much time spent in my life watching Three's Company.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say. Three's Company too. So Mariner overhears the entire conversation and leaves in displeasure as Ransom invites Shax for hot fudge sundaes after the workout and exclaims, cheat day.
Cheat day.
Cheat day.
That's what I was wondering, like, you know, in the future, like, obviously you can make ice cream sundaes just be the most nutrient dense food.
Right.
Like
and like calorie deficient.
Yeah,
So,
it would be calorie deficient and just have like pretty much it would be like eating just kale.
yeah, it'd be made out of like the most perfectly reconstructed frozen celery compote, basically.
Yeah.
And it would taste like pure vanilla.
And
So,
I wish I had that.
yeah. I mean, you can buy sugar-free ice cream. None of it's great yet, but
No.
it's getting better.
No, but
Everything
also
gets
I
better.
needed to have just like it'd be like a protein shake with
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, true. I mean, frozen protein shakes are surprisingly good.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I mean the protein drink. I do like a vanilla powder or gain or gains.
Oh yeah. That's one of the big vegan ones.
Yeah, and it's pretty good. Just mix it with water.
So, in the lower decks crew bunks, newly promoted Lieutenants Junior, Bradward Boimler, and Devon Tendi are packing up their belongings as they get ready to move into their own rooms. Boimler gets a little emotional as he looks up at the top of his bunk to a dent where he would hit his head during a red alert, and he calls it Denty. They reminisce on all the time they spent together in this corridor as ensigns, as Tendi notices Mariner in an uptight mood and offers to help her pack her stuff, but Mariner declines, believing that she will soon be demoted back down to ensign, telling them what she heard in the gym.
In the gym.
In the gym. You know what else is in the gym?
You.
Occasionally Spock. I got him. Jim Kirk.
Jim Kirk's Spock's in the gym.
Yeah, occasionally.
I'm gonna go work out in the gym.
Yeah, I was talking to someone the other day, and we definitely agreed, and we were on the same page that Kirk is a verse top and Spock is a verse bottom. Right?
That makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Definitely.
Yeah.
That's not just headcanon. That's the gospel now.
The gospel.
That's part of the Bible.
The
in my
gospel
opinion.
according to Garp.
Yep. So Tendi is confused as she thought Ransom was going to be supportive of Mariner, but Mariner says that this always happens when she gets promoted. She tells them she won't fall for his gag and promises to become an insubordinate supernova to get demoted on her own terms before leaving, and says that if she's going to get demoted, she's going to deserve it. Boimler and Tendi grab their stuff and go check out their new rooms, and Tendi invites Rutherford to join them before remembering Rutherford didn't get promoted with them. Tendi notes how she's unsure how she'll feel no longer bunking with Rutherford, and Rutherford assures her that he'll get a promotion soon and join them. Boimler and Tendi are both unsure at how simple it will be for Rutherford to get a promotion, but he runs off in excitement to earn a new promotion, while Boimler and Tendi leave their crew bunks. And I like Rutherford. He's a fun character.
Me too.
He's really good in this episode. He's got a positive vibe to him. I don't really know anybody in life like Rutherford.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I did.
He's always positive.
He's got dog energy.
Yeah. And I wonder if that is part of the, as we explored last season, like his brain injury.
True.
Like he still remained a lot of his intelligence, but he's just like seems to be very agreeable.
Yeah.
Very people pleasing. He's just
It's like a golden retriever.
yeah.
We love those dog brain people, you know.
And Rutherford does sound like the name like a dog would have. Like
It is a dog.
Rutherford. I'm Rutherford.
So in the hangar, Mariner, still in her attire from her workout, approaches Ransom and an ensign named Gary. Ransom notes her tardiness, says she was almost on time though, and asked her to change into her uniform, but Mariner refuses, saying she's going to keep it casual today.
Yeah, I like how she's wearing her workout outfit that she was wearing in that one episode.
Ransom asks her to brief Gary on the mission, and Mariner tells Gary that they'll be visiting a menagerie, just like in the TOS episode, The Menagerie. To rescue a couple humans who were picked up accidentally, and that they were there to have them transferred back to their homeworld. This makes Gary very nervous, and Ransom assures them that the mission is not dangerous, it happens all the time, and informs him of the menagerie's strict no-weapons policies as he dissuades him from taking a phaser. Mariner says that this is a common occurrence and that the mission will be over relatively quickly before addressing Ransom by his first name, much to his annoyance, but he doesn't correct her. Gary asks if she's allowed to do that as a junior grade lieutenant, and Mariner replies that socially, her and Ransom are equals, which makes him cringe, but he ignores her. And they get ready to leave. Boimler approaches his new room and enters, only to be surprised by a bright red light flooding from the room in from the ship's port nacelle. And he's very disappointed about this. This is very reminiscent of the Seinfeld episode with the Kenny Rogers roasters.
Yeah, and Mr. Marbles.
Yeah.
Mr. Marbles.
Yeah. Boimler tries to fumble around clumsily as his vision is hindered by the brightness, though he tries to make the best of the situation. And then he drops Little Archer, which was a fun little thing, which is like a little Archer figurine, I presume. Meanwhile, Ransom, Mariner, and Gary approach Narge's miraculous menagerarium in the shuttle Yosemite 2, and Ransom orders Mariner for her to bring them in nice and easy. Mariner, though, accelerates, much to everybody's shock, and right before the crash, Mariner drifts the shuttlecraft into the hangar and performs pretty much an emergency landing. And while Ransom is first a bit flustered, he compliments her on her piloting. Gary mutters that he needs to replicate some new pants because he pooped his pants. So we have a pooped pants joke now.
Yeah, we love poopy pants jokes.
We do actually love poopy pants jokes. We could use more of them.
Yeah.
But also, shouldn't he have his waste being transported out? Come on.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in an emergency you can't, in the heat of the moment. In the heat of the moment.
It's also kind of weird that they didn't just like teleport to this menagerie, right?
Yeah, it definitely feels like it should have been teleported to, considering there's no reason. I mean, also, why couldn't they have just transported the humans out?
That's a great question. Like they should have been ready to go.
Yeah, they could have been like, like they could.
Because they're not like doing a jailbreak or nothing.
No, they could have just been like, all right, and teleport us out, and then they just do that.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that more as we'll go along.
And I mean, also it's like those things where it's just like, well, if they did it, if they just used the teleporter, there would be no story.
Very true. So after Gary cleans up his shitted pants, throws them in his
beshitted pants.
Beshitted. I beshit you. I will shit your pants for you. Here, bring them to me. Bring me your pantaloons.
Bring me those pantaloons.
I want to shit.
I want to shit.
Shit. Dun, 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 dun. I want to shit. They're greeted by an alien named Narge when they get to Menagerie, who welcomes them warmly.
Yeah, he's like corn.
Yeah, he's like a plant being. So Narge shows them around the menagerie and says that the humans are a popular attraction and he'll be sad to lose them. Mariner asks how they were captured, and Narge mentions they were brought in by accident in a shipment of other bipeds. Ransom assures Narge that he brought his best team and that they will be out of there soon. Hearing this, Mariner believes that Ransom is being disingenuous with her and Gary, believing that he's setting her up for humiliation. Do you think one of them has a humiliation fetish? Who's more likely to have the humiliation fetish here?
I think Gary.
Yeah, definitely. Gary wants to be like told he's just a piece of shit.
Yeah, Mariner and Ransom, they're too much alpha.
Yeah.
They would not. I mean, you can kind of see that also working in reverse, where it's like they're very confident in their day to day, but then like they need to be humiliated in their private life, maybe. So it's hard to say, but I will say I think like Gary just lives for the humiliation, even though I don't know him that well. I'm going to make that assessment.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume. I know that makes an ass out of you and me, but
no, we're making a calculation here.
we are. Yeah, we're making. I'm going to just say that we're experts.
Gary, the type of guy to pay for a
We're Star Trek experts.
Yeah, I'm more of like a what do you call it, a dick rating online expert.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like Gary pays for dick ratings, but he's like really sad when they're like anywhere above a 3. He's like, but no, it's not good. I want to hear how yucky it is.
Oh yeah.
It's pathetic.
Oh yeah, I guess like the people he sends in are too nice. He keeps going to the nice people who give him very positive reviews.
No, he doesn't want that.
He doesn't want the positive reviews.
No, his holodeck programs would make fucking Barclay blush.
Yeah, Barclay would be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, right. They would make Geordi like turn away in horror.
That episode was playing in the hotel room.
Oh, the one where he has Leah Brahms in the holodeck.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, a classic. Oh, fun.
It is a classic and cringe. You're not wrong.
It is a classic in cringe. Yeah, it is always very embarrassing to watch because it doesn't, like in hindsight, it doesn't make Geordi look like a good person.
No, it makes him look terrible.
It makes him look absolutely terrible, especially the way he handles it. He doesn't handle it with like being apologetic or anything. He handles it like being confrontational, saying like he shouldn't be shamed for
yeah, I'm not ashamed for masturbating to you.
Yeah, sure
cool.
enough, I used your likeness for the wrong reasons, but
what, you gonna copyright yourself? We're in a communist future, dummy.
you dum-dum.
You want IP? Get the fuck out of here. I pee on your idea.
I pee on your idea. And I've peed on you in the many simulations.
You've peed on me. More than that.
Don't look at it. Don't watch them. I swear, please. He just sends her out of an airlock. Here, let's go over here. This room. This is the room that we delete all of the hologram programs in. It's like, wait, this is the air. This is like a tip. I designed the ship. This is an airlock. No one will know. My brain is wiped clean.
No one will ever know.
I have a clean soul. I am not wrong.
Yeah, Leah Brahms. I'm surprised she lived.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Gary wonders if Mariner and Ransom are in the process of a breakup, and Mariner says that they will be breaking up as co-workers, further confusing Gary. It was kind of a fun
It did
line.
make it like at the end of the last season, it did imply that they were going to enter a romantic relationship.
Yeah, because she, like, I think in one of the first 2 seasons, like, implies that she's, like, attracted to him.
Yes. Yeah, especially when he takes off his shirt.
Right,
And and they reference that episode in this. So you stabbed me in the foot. And that's when he tore off his shirt and heroically saved him with his double punches.
Yeah, indeed. So Mariner asks Narj how he got into the prison business, and Narj tells her that his menagerie is not a prison, as he's given his creatures a safe home. Mariner approaches the display of a small white creature, saying it doesn't deserve to be part of his hobby. Narj identifies the creature as a moopsy, and that it is his favorite. And it goes, moopsy!
Moopsy!
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Moopsy!
Yeah, you're pretty... I don't like that. I don't like how good you are at that. That bothers me.
That makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, please take that elsewhere.
You don't like the Moopsy voice?
Oh, no, I really don't. It's, okay. That's too much.
That's a lot to handle.
That's too much to handle. That's too much to handle.
No.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I need to record. We should make a Halloween ASMR video or soundboard.
Okay, we could do that.
Yeah, it can be like a little special thing that we include for Halloween.
Yeah, because lots of people use soundboards still.
I don't know. Oh, it could be like it could be downloadable tracks so you can play at your Halloween festivities.
I mean, I have a thing where we can release stuff on like Spotify and shit.
Yeah, and we can be for the patron subscribers if you want something special. I'm not gonna make any promises. Don't forget.
Yeah,
that.
don't sign me up for this.
Don't sign me up for this.
Because this is stuff that I know how to do, and I'm not sure you do.
No, I don't.
So you're signing me up for your idea here.
I am. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's just a no.
It's just a no.
So, Mariner asks if Naj imprisons everything he likes, and Ransom intervenes as it is not their place to judge the menagerie, and that they're only there to collect humans. Mariner clarifies that she's there to be a human and call things out she disagrees with. And she's just like very... I don't love how self-sabotagey she is in this episode.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we've dealt with this before, like her self-sabotage.
Right. I feel like her and her mom did it kind of. And then, yeah. So I don't know. And that's kind of why she assigned her to Ransom in the first place. I think the end of the second season or something like that.
Yeah. And I thought she kind of like made the decision to no longer sabotage herself in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But
who knows?
Who knows?
I guess they already had all the episodes written and they just needed to throw that in here.
Yeah.
So Narj expresses confusion as he says he abides by Federation law. Ransom assures him that despite Mariner's persona, he trusts her with his life. Mariner refuses to let Ransom get in her head as she eyes the moopsy in the display.
Moopsy.
Thank you. On the Cerritos, Rutherford is with Tendi, telling her how he's looking forward to getting his promotion since it will mean they can get back to doing what they always did together like normal. Tendi voices concern that she doesn't want him to pressure himself to get a promotion just so they can hang out, but Rutherford assures her that he's been working on a project he sure will impress Chief Engineer Billups. What you working on? It's a butt plug.
It's a butt plug.
Okay. And it vibrates. And it does space-time. A temporal butt plug. Now you're talking.
Oh, shit. It traps you inside of a temporal wormhole.
It
makes your butthole
No,
into...
it's a temporal bunghole.
Yeah, it makes your butthole into a temporal bunghole.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it puts a celestial temple in your ass. I'd love to see it. It makes you the M-assary. Am I right, everybody? I got them.
Got him.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay.
You're all too kind.
Yep. Like literally too kind. I really didn't deserve that. So Rutherford approaches Billups to show him a project he's been working on to decrease the vibration in the warp manifold of a factor of 0.05. However, Billups says that can't be right since another ensign, Livik, has decreased the vibration of the factor by 0.06.
We'll say what?
More. 20% more, much to Rutherford's annoyance. Billups says that if Livik keeps up work like that, he'll be promoted very fast, then implements the new protocol immediately. Back in Boimler's room, Boimler fumbles around for a visor so he can see better in the bright light given off by the nacelle, but Livik's new protocol comes into action and the light only increases, further overwhelming him. Back in the menagerie, Narj shows Mariner, Ransom, and Gary to the display where the humans are. It's weird that he's still keeping them locked up.
Yeah, you think like they would have just let them walk around.
Right.
Instead,
and given them like quarters or something? Like it's a big station.
Yeah, like there was no, like even before they got there, they should have just let them out and just let them walk around.
Right. And they have universal translators. Why can't they tell that they're like humans? And the humans should have been like, hey, we're sentient. Could you not put us in a zoo?
Yeah.
Maybe?
And even still, it goes again, like, how are we defining sentience with like these people?
Right. And our zoo's prison.
Yeah, and our zoo's prison.
Yeah. What do you think? You gonna weigh in?
I mean, yeah, it's like, are we definitely like? It's just like the ability to communicate and just like enter like a polite conversation, and just like, like when you can define intelligence in so many different ways, like especially the exocomps and stuff like that. It's just like seems wrong.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Especially since they're still aren't giving like the Doctor any like real legitimate claim to sentience like they kind of do to Data.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks.
How are we sure Moopsy isn't intelligent?
That's a very good question. We assume it's not because it can't communicate in a way that it won't kill people.
Yeah.
Or maybe it just wants to kill people. It's probably right about that.
Yeah, it probably is.
Yeah, it's probably good to kill everybody. So Narj gets his keys out to let the humans out, and Ransom voices his appreciation for freeing them despite knowing the hit he would take to his bottom line. Narj assures him that while the humans are popular, his best attraction is the Perithian swamp gobblers. Which sounds like when you get your swampy ass eaten out. Hey, girl, you want to give me that Perithian swamp gobble?
Give me that Perithian swamp gobble.
Give it to me nice and dry.
That name seemed extremely intentional.
Extremely bathhouse.
Extremely bathhouse.
We'd love to see it. So looking over in their direction, Narsh sees the moopsy.
The moopsy is making an oopsie.
Over in their direction, Narsh sees the moopsy out of its cage and is immediately terrified. Mariner doesn't take him seriously due to the cuddly appearance of the moopsy.
Which is odd to me because, like, I figure, Mariner's always, like, in the know about these sorts of things.
Right. She doesn't, like, trust, like, cute things because they're cute.
Yeah,
like,
and she also is, like, demonstrated before that she has, like, an expanded knowledge of, like, a lot of things they encounter. Like, she's never one to be taken by surprise by something. Like, she's like, oh yeah, I know what a moopsy is, because part of her story,
she got street smarts.
Yeah, she has street smarts, and part of her thing is, like, she's been an ensign for so long, she basically knows everything.
Right. So Narsh tells her that everything in the menagerie is incredibly dangerous, and the moopsy manages to go into a vent and enter the enclosure of the Perithian swamp gobblers. Narj warns them that the moopsy drinks bones, and which I thought was pretty funny. And
I like that.
And Mariner asks how that's possible, right as the moopsy bites into one of the swamp gobblers and sucks the bones from it, terrifying everyone. They all run from the room as the moopsy escapes the enclosure and waddles slowly across the room. Back on the Cerritos, Rutherford is working hard on a new project and is successful in increasing the power outputs to the Tucker tubes by 7 picocochrons. Billups congratulates him on the project, expressing hope that his adjustments can apply to the Billups tubes. Rutherford is confused by what he means about Billups tubes, and Billups tells him that Livick figured out how to add a third tube to the regular Tucker tubes without triggering a Heisenberg collapse, and named the third tube after him.
And then are the Tucker tubes named after Tucker?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. From Enterprise?
Yeah, from Enterprise.
Yeah, I assume so. So, and those are like the red tubes that you always see in engineering on the TOS, and then did they have them in Enterprise?
I was trying to think.
I don't even really remember
because
seeing
they
them.
do appear a lot in different, like, other sci-fi things as different
it's
things.
Like a reference.
Yeah.
And maybe just a prop that everyone kind of used because it looks very sci-fi.
It does, yeah.
So Rutherford leaves engineering angrily, walking in front of Tendi, who's concerned about him, as Billups says he doesn't even know what to do with the third tube. So meanwhile, Boimler has moved to a different room with the help of Shax. His new room, however, is close to the holodecks, and Boimler thanks Shax for helping him move before Shax excuses himself for a date he has with Tiana in the holodeck. She meets him outside in a Robin Hood costume. As Boimler continues to get to his room, he overhears Tiana and Shax's activity in the holodeck, and realizing that the walls are incredibly thin, and they're doing some kind of Robin Hood cosplay where they're doing incredible violence to Robin Hood while having sex or something. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting.
Yeah, like it was, like then it shows like when they were like accidentally spying on them before, and they were doing like weird violent sex shit.
Yeah, to like 1920s stuff.
Yeah,
yeah, like.
Hey, we're in the pictures now. We're gonna have some sex.
We're in the movie pictures.
You see Larry, Moe, and Curly over there? They like to watch.
Hells yeah.
And Shemp.
And Shemp
loves to watch.
Shemp all he does is watch.
Yeah, his dick don't get hard anymore, but it can still come from his prostate. That's why they call him Shemp.
That happened in Preacher
Really?
with Hair Star. Yeah,
Cool.
he gets his dick eaten off by he's a sex addict and he gets his dick bitten off by a dog.
Oh, wow. But
so-
he can still come from his prostate. I bought all your Preacher books,
Yeah, you did.
including the one that was signed. I gave that one back, though, didn't I? Did I?
I don't think so. I don't think I had one that was signed.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm pretty sure I gave it back to you because I'm like, yeah, I only bought them from you for like $25 or something. I'm like, I didn't.
Oh.
This is worth way more than $25.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, I'm pretty sure I gave it back to you. I'm pretty sure. Pretty positive. Because I remember nice things I do, and that was a nice thing.
That was a nice thing.
I'm pretty sure I did, buddy. This is like a decade ago.
Yeah, it was a
so
decade ago. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
You're gonna find that book, and you're gonna be like, God damn it, they're right.
Damn it, you're right.
They didn't lie to me. I'm actually going to break into your house and put it in there tonight. You're going to be like, wow, I still have this book, but who broke in last night?
And what's this wet stain on the floor?
Is that cum?
What's on the cat?
Oh, that's definitely cum.
That is definitely cum.
That's show business.
That's what I call cum. is show
There's
business.
no business like blow business. There's no business I know.
Yeah, that's true. So Boimler tries to move his bed to the other side of the room so he doesn't have to hear Tiana and Shax fucking, only for him to hear Captain Carol Freeman in the adjacent holodeck congratulating herself for becoming president of the Federation, and in her introduction decides to do a presidential scat, which was very funny. It was just the funniest joke in the entire episode, in my opinion.
I was just like, oh, I feel this was put in for Brit.
Yeah. I love any joke about scatting, folks.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you give me that shit, I'm all about it. 100%. We love scat jokes, so.
We love it.
Back in the menagerie, Mariner, Ransom, Gary, and Narj continue to flee from the moopsy.
Moopsy.
And enter a room and lock the door moments before the moopsy gets there. As the moopsy attacks the door, Ransom angrily eyes Mariner as he believes Mariner released the moopsy from its enclosure in an act of defiance. Mariner denies the accusation and finds it ironic that despite Ransom trying to demote her, she's about to be demoted for something she didn't even do. Ransom asks her why he'd want to demote her, and she says she heard what he told Shax in the gym when they were doing yoga. Ransom clarifies that he said she wouldn't be his problem anymore because he wouldn't let her insubordination get to him. He also said that all of the commanding officers she had before, she was manipulating into demoting her. Mariner denies this, but finds herself unable to explain her recent actions, which was a nice, like, kind of learning moment, and like showed like Ransom actually being a good leader.
Yeah, he was just like, no, I have faith in you.
Yeah,
Like you don't need to. That in your scam won't work for me with me.
right. Yeah, like I won't be manipulated by you, like trying to get demoted. Like I'm going to believe in you because I know you're competent.
Yes.
Which, I felt that way about some people who've worked for me before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coming to an understanding, Ransom tells her that no matter how hard she makes his life, she still has his support, which was actually really sweet.
Aw.
Mariner again says she did not release the moopsy,
Moopsy.
and Ransom believes her. As they reconcile, Gary asks if they can redirect their attention to the
Moopsy.
and accuses Narj of setting it free. Narj finds the accusation ridiculous, and Ransom mentions the possibility that if they were killed, Narj would get to keep the human exhibit, considering Narj is a plant-based alien and likely lacks bones for Moopsy to feed on. Which is fair. Yeah, I would probably assume the same thing.
Yeah.
Before anyone can explain, Narj debunks this when the vent above opens and the moopsy drops on Narj and proceeds to suck Narj's bones out, which was just kind of fun.
Which is pretty horrifying.
Yeah, it was fun and horrifying. It's horrifying to know that a plant creature has bones.
Yes.
So Mariner, Ransom, and Gary run out of the room and close the door behind them. Peeking in, they realize that the room the moopsy in has no ladders, so it won't be able to get back into the vents. But their relief is short-lived when they realize the moopsy is trapped in the station's main control room. The moopsy begins to walk all over the controls, forcing the station out of orbit and hurtling towards the planet. It's weird that there's no one in this room at this point.
Yeah.
That there was no one working there or anything.
Yeah.
They just kind of leave it on autopilot the entire time.
Yeah, just you know what? We trust it.
Yeah, also it seems like Narj is the only person in this entire structure, which was kind of strange.
I can kind of sense that though, especially at a certain level of technology, most of the stuff runs basically by itself, and it doesn't seem like it really moves that much. It stays in orbit.
Yeah, at the same time, even Geordi had his daughter there to help, right?
Yeah.
So Boimler is laying down in a Jeffries tube with a pillow, having decided to set up his room away from all the commotion, but as he lays down, Rutherford comes in upon him. Boimler asks if he's doing a systems check, and Rutherford replies he's trying to diffuse heat conduction by a few nanojoules. Boimler notes that another ensign was through, looking to do the same thing, and Rutherford realizes that Levick beat him to the punch, and as he leaves, Boimler invites him out for dinner later, and he says yes. Which was a kind of a cute little thing that they just kind of threw in there.
Yeah.
A line that didn't matter at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, back on the menagerie, Gary panics as it's plummeting towards the planet, and the whole station, and that the whole situation could have been avoided had Ransom and Mariner not been bickering with each other. I don't know if that's true. Mariner volunteers to act as bait for the moopsy to have it chase her out of the control room while Gary and Jack regain control of the situation. Ransom tries to stop her, but Mariner says that even if the plan works, they'd only be able to stop re-entry by the skin of their teeth. This gives Ransom an idea, and he orders Mariner to punch him in the face. She does, and he's like, no, punch me harder, and she does, and knocks out a tooth. And then she realizes what he's planning, and he says that if the moopsy wants bones, they'll give him bones.
They'll give him all the bones he wants.
Mm-hmm. And then he goes zip. So Mariner continues to punch him in the face, much to the bewilderment of Gary. He's terrified. So on the Cerritos, Tendi finally voices her concerns that Rutherford has been overworking himself to get a promotion as he rushes to show Billups another project. But before he can show up, Billups says it will need to wait until after the PIP ceremony. Levick has been given the promotion to Lieutenant Junior grade, and Rutherford, defeated, goes back over to Tendi and apologizes for letting her down. Tendi orders him to stand at attention. Initially confused, Tendi orders him to attention at his superior officer, which is her, and tells him that no matter what their ranks are, they will always remain friends and continue to do the activities they love doing. Rutherford agrees, and they embrace each other.
Aww.
Yeah, this was a really cute moment. I really liked this. It was kind of twee, but I kind of liked it a lot. Rutherford regrets refusing his prior promotions and commiserates, and Tendi looks at him in confusion. Rutherford reveals that after saving the Cerritos from the Packlids and the space jellyfish thing, he was offered numerous promotions. Tendi asks him why he turned them down, and Rutherford responds he didn't want his own room away from her, which was this is really sweet. And
yeah.
I'm wondering if those two are actually going to be shipped.
I was wondering that too. I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's been, I mean, it does kind of it has stressed in the past that their relationship is purely platonic, which is okay, I can get that.
Yeah, either one of them could read Ace to me.
Yeah, and if it just continues to stay they're just platonic friends, that's fine. But yeah, and that's fine, and I'm fine with either or.
Yeah. I want to hear about them having sex, though. You got to tell me about them having sex. I like them fictional characters having that sex. See?
That's the thing. I'm sure that if you want that I'm going to bet dollars to donuts. Dollars to donuts that already exists online.
Listen, I don't want to lose dollars or donuts over here, so I'm not taking that bet, friendo.
No, not at all.
So, Tendi asks if he can just accept a previous promotion right there, and Rutherford says he doesn't think he can because engineering is like that. Unconvinced, Tendi yells at Billups, asking if he can get his promotion for the time he removed the hole, and Billups agrees, apologizing to Livik for missing out on the promotion. And Billups just throws Rutherford the pip. As Rutherford is promoted, Livik curses his name.
He's like, Rutherford.
And Tendi. So I wonder if Livik is going to come back in the future here.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I like Rutherford having a foil. Mm-hmm. Because Livik did get a rare moment of him. Ooh, interesting idea. If you're still going for the overwhelming arc being like a person doing time travel, Livik.
Oh my
maybe
God.
It's Livik.
Yeah, you didn't think about that, didn't you?
Yeah, Livik tracks all of his failures back to this moment where he was passed over for promotion.
Right.
And so his future self comes back in time to undo it.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah. Who knows? So. Back on the menagerie, the moopsy, thank you, is following a trail of teeth, which eventually leads him back to the enclosure. Upon entering the enclosure, Mariner locks the moopsy in as ransom, now without teeth, and Gary, with teeth, return from stabilizing the station's orbit. While they revel in their victory, they wonder how the moopsy got out at all when Narj wasn't the one who let them go. As they move to release the humans from their enclosure, Mariner notices a certain painting of an umbrella is upside down. The painting falls from the wall, revealing it's actually a wall panel concealing the controls of Moopsy's cage. Realizing that the humans were responsible for rewiring Moopsy's door, they conclude that humans really are the most dangerous species of all. So, now we get a Lieutenant Junior Grades log. Nope, that's too weird, she says. Let's go with Mariner's log. So, yeah, of course, it was the humans in the menagerie that set the moopsy free. They'd seen how profitable they were as an attraction, so they wanted to kill Narj and keep the station for themselves. Humans, we really are the worst. So anyway...
Makes me wonder why they would even be a popular
attraction.
Yeah, because it's humans everywhere.
Exactly. And it's probably mostly humanoid creatures seeing humans. It's not interesting.
Yeah.
If it what sector are they in though, or what? Yeah.
I think they're civilians.
No, I'm talking about what are they still in the Alpha Quadrant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's littered with humans.
Exactly. That's what else is there except for humans and humanoids?
Yeah.
Yeah. So. The log continues. So anyway, instead of bringing them to the Cerritos, we left them in the menagerie until somebody else has time to pick them up. Could take a while. As for Ransom, it took some doing, but Dr. Tiana was able to fix him up with a new set of chompers. So, I don't know, is that ethical to just leave humans there? I mean, the humans did a fucked up thing, but maybe they... I don't know. Usually they take them into custody for causing the death of a person.
Yeah, and that also it shows that they're crafty enough to release a moopsy.
Right.
And also it showed the moopsy has no problem getting through any sort of security. That was a gamble on their part letting the moopsy free.
Very much so.
Because he gets into the cock gobbler's cage, no problem.
The cock gobbler, yeah, exactly. So in sickbay, Tiana finishes work on Ransom's teeth before excusing herself to the holodeck to go kill the sheriff of Nottingham or something. Mariner apologizes for knocking all of Ransom's teeth out, but he responds that he was only happy that she was following orders. Mariner also apologizes for doubting Ransom, and Ransom admits that while he hasn't always been supportive, he won't let her self-sabotaging herself, telling her that she is going to be a great officer. Boimler and Rutherford are moving stuff into their new rooms next, as the two will now be roommates.
Yay.
They enter the room only to find it once again flooded by the bright red lights of the nacelle. As Boimler is again terrified at the situation, but once Rutherford dims the viewports, the room's lighting becomes normal. And Boimler is like, oh shit, I could have just kept the first room.
Yeah.
Boimler gets comfortable in the bottom bunk of their bed as Rutherford begins to work on a project, hoping he won't bother him with his work. A spark jumps up and catches Boimler by surprise, causing him to lurch up and hit his head, creating a new denty in his bunk. Boimler smiles and says that their new room is already starting to feel like home. The end.
Aw.
What'd you think?
I like this episode a lot.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, especially after the last one, like I was
Yeah.
like, eh. But this one I enjoyed a lot more. Like it felt like it felt more relaxed, even though like it did have like wacky hijinks problems,
did.
like a moopsy running wild, drinking bones.
Honestly, like the moopsy was my least favorite part of the episode by far.
Yeah.
I did not like the moopsy at all.
Yeah, because the
It was
moopsy's
very Rick and Morty.
and it was
once
also,
again.
also like the rabbit from Monty Python, the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Like is like we've seen like a fluffy thing that's like ridiculously violent before, and
Right.
get the holy hand grenade.
Yeah, which is fun, I guess, but
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know, too cutesy, too obviously like a shot at like, merchandising, I think. Like,
There's gonna be moopsy dolls.
no, like if they don't have Moopsy dolls and t-shirts within the next month, you can kill me.
I'm gonna guess I bet you could look online and find a moopsy product right now.
You're probably right. You know what? Let's do that.
And that episode's been out like a day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm gonna guarantee there's a moopsy shirt.
Moopsy shirt.
Moopsy Star Trek shirt. No, there's no plushie yet as of 2 days ago.
Yeah, plushies take a little bit more work.
No, I mean, their merchandising, their people are not good at doing it.
No.
Especially since, like, considering the merchandising people have, like, access, I'd assume, like, the same amount of access, because they release, like, the first six episodes of the seasons of Star Trek for people to review, right?
Yeah.
And so, folks already have those 6 episodes and have reviewed them. You figure that, like, at least someone involved with the writing of it would talk to someone in merchandising and marketing.
Found a shirt.
Oh, you did? Nice. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's it on?
It's on.
Is it bootleg? Is it
Reset
close to-
era. Yeah, it's a bootleg.
Oh, there you go. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. It's that's why I figured. Like, yeah, it's definitely going to be a bootleg shirt.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, they just officially released a Kirk is a Jerk shirt
Yeah.
on like the StarTrek.com shit, and I've been making that shirt for like 6 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and mine is superior and is also cheaper.
Also cheaper.
Yeah, which is better in every way.
I did see you did the post where you shared that on Twitter and like directing people to the Sway Trek store.
Hell yeah.
Which is like, unofficially licensed.
Right. I mean, it's just words saying Kirk is a jerk,
It's true.
and it's all listed as parody stuff anyway.
That's
so,
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking about Kirk Cameron. of
Kirk
course.
Cameron. Obviously, Kirk Cameron is a jerk Cameron.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen, Saving Christmas.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, comparatively, like, Kirk Cameron is the worst Kirk.
I'm trying to think of other Kirks, really. And Kirk
There's
Douglas.
Kirk Van Houten.
I don't know who that is.
Millhouse's dad.
Oh, okay. Sure.
yeah.
Right.
But
That's not a real person.
no.
Pat.
Well, neither is Kirk.
Maybe to you. Yeah, true. I was thinking real Kirks, though.
Real Kirk. Kirk
Kirk
Douglas.
Douglas, Kirk Cameron. Yeah, not a lot of Kirks in my life.
No. And that's why all Spock shirts are in reference to Dr. Spock, the baby guy.
Yeah. True.
Just to escape, like, Paramount.
Yeah. That's true. We should put Dr. Spock on more stuff. But,
Yeah.
like, have it be Mr. Spock doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people think, like, that Mr. Spock is Dr. Spock, and they're one and the same thing, but they're completely different things.
Yeah.
Dr. Spock was a real person.
Dr. Spock was a real
Dr.
person.
Benjamin Spock.
Yeah.
Which he was big into child rearing and stuff, and gave some bullshit information to people.
Did he?
He did. He definitely did. But it was better than
Fuck
a lot
that,
of the.
Spock.
It was better than a lot of the like the folklore and shit that they were raising babies on beforehand. So.
But I'm glad that we're back to folklore baby raising now.
Oh yeah, just,
More people believe in magic than ever before.
yeah.
So.
More people believe in crystals than vaccines.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah, This episode was pretty good. I feel like the fourth season has started off kind of weak comparatively to the third season, especially.
Yeah.
Like the third season was pretty much like all bangers in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
And this was, the first episode was mediocre, and this episode was all right.
Yeah.
I'd give it a solid like 6.5 or something like that.
I do like human zoos, so it's
Human zoos are fun. It's weird that like they still have this problem 130 years from TOS though.
Yeah, and
That they're still doing this.
Yeah, you think like they would have let the humans out, but
Yeah.
or just teleported them off from the beginning.
Yeah, right? Or like, giving them a ship, or like let them go with anyone else traveling back to Federation territory. Yeah.
They weren't even like Starfleet or anything.
Right, exactly. And like, but Starfleet ordered, the Cerritos to go pick them up, and they'd failed their mission.
Yeah.
Outright failed it.
Outright. Yeah.
And got the guy who runs the menagerie killed. Like, who runs the menagerie now, considering that was like the only guy there that we saw?
That's true.
Right? Does it run itself?
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty chaotic fuck up that they did on their part.
Right. And it's obvious this place is like kind of in disrepair since the humans can do that shit.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised no other thing on here can do that shit, since they obviously don't realize when they're even picking up sentient beings.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's all right. I don't know if the episode actually said anything. It was just kind of wacky.
Yeah, just a wacky scenario.
Yeah, I do like the thing between Ransom and Mariner, and also the thing between Tendi and Rutherford.
Yeah.
Like when she ordered him to stand her attention. That was very sweet, and so was the Ransom thing. But so we had some good emotional moments.
Yeah, it was more character driven than anything else.
Yeah, for sure. Which I'm okay with some character, less plot driven episodes. The plot underwhelmed me, I'd say, and Moopsy was like too obvious of like just make something cute.
Yeah, and when I saw it, I was just like, that thing's going to be murdering people.
Yeah,
and sure enough, I was right.
Yeah,
it's like,
we can't have two Murphs in the universe.
We can't have two Murphs. No. We can't have two man-eating rabbits from Monty Python, the Holy Grail. Like, and that would have been fun if they did use the holy hand grenade on it.
That would be fun. Well, after seeing this one, where do you see the season going? Do you have any ideas?
Well, I like how you pointed out it could be Livik. If it's Livik, that becomes like the main villain. That's a future Livik that's pissed off that Rutherford got promoted before him, and now he's going back in time to possibly change things or somehow. I would be fine with that. I think that being Livik.
It'd be a little bit of a stretch, I'd say.
Yeah.
For him to be that mad.
Yeah, well, who knows? It could this one. It's like one of those things where like one small thing escalates to the rest of his life. Like he feels like that removes a lot was possibilities.
That was
for him.
The hinge point.
That was the hinge point.
Yeah.
And
do you feel like you have any hinge points in your life? Probably moving to Seattle.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few. I mean, you can't think of them all, but yeah, it's like places where my life went wrong, discovering the internet.
I mean, what on the internet do you think was it like something awful that ruined you, or like rotten.com?
Yeah, probably something awful, like all that stuff, yeah. So many possibilities lost in time.
Yeah, like Tears in Rain, brother.
Like Tears in the Rain.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like piss and rain.
Like don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining.
Hell yeah. Why not? You're not into that? You're not into that kind of thing?
No piss for me.
Yes, piss for you. That's what this is a piss cast now.
Oh shit. Welcome to the piss cast, everyone. We're out here, we're pissing it up. We're drinking lots of water, we're getting hydrated. It's not gonna be no dark pee up in here.
We're the water sports boys.
The water sports boys.
We getting moist with this motherfucker.
Hell yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably a good place for us to leave it.
Yeah.
Getting moist with this motherfucker.
We're getting moist with this motherfucker.
Yeah. Overall, I don't know. I'd give this episode a... Did I already rate it? Probably 6,
yeah.
6.5.
That
maybe.
sounds about right.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's better than average.
Yeah.
Better than an average, episode of regular TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, better than Rick and Morty, but
Yeah.
still has echoes of it.
Unfortunately, yeah. I do feel like it shed its Rick and Morty skin by second season.
It did, and then it kind of grew it back over this season, which is not my favorite thing.
Yeah, you gotta get that. You gotta like peel away that skin layer again. It regrew.
Yeah, I feel like the show got a little more wacky.
Yeah,
in these 2 episodes.
I do wonder if maybe they see like since Rick and Morty is dying, because of like the Justin Roiland.
Oh right, we need a new Rick and Morty.
Yeah, so
fill that void.
Fill that void. Even though it like made a wonderful niche, carved a wonderful little niche out for itself.
Yeah. The 3rd season was a fucking delight.
Yeah, it was a delight. Everything it's been delightful. We love Jack Quaid. We love Tondi Newsom. Like. Mm-hmm. Like, we love them. We love the crossover episode of Strange New Worlds. Like,
yeah. But we'll see where it goes from here.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great place for us to warp away.
Yeah.
Be well, travel safe, and maybe go watch this episode. It's all right.
Thanks for checking with us, Soy Boys, Girls, and Otherworldly Beings.
Hang
dong and shocker.
Soy, 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 soy. Soy, 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 soy. Soy, 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 soy,
We're going to the fair, going to the fair. I'm gonna go ride the Ferris wheel and pull my dick out and show all the kids.
This moopsy just went poopsy.
Show it to me.